your Sunday edition of Wasatch Weekends. I'm your host, Maddie Evans, and I love getting to be here every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday starting at 7 a.m. Now, we've done a lot of talking about how Park City has extended its ski season, and their tagline is all the way to May. Well, we're going to introduce you to some great things that are going to help you make sure that you have the best remaining parts of the season left. Now, it is April 16th today, so there is still some time for you to get out there and enjoy the mountain. Of course, we hope you do so because I know I want to do so. I love spring skiing. I think that it's the best time of year to get out there. So we're going to introduce you to Switchback Sports as well as introduce you to a great recipe that I love to make, and I especially love to make it around any holidays where I just need a lot of something to feed a lot of people. And so we're really excited for the next little bit of Wasatch Weekends. We're going to take a look at that local weather forecast though right now.
This resort report is brought to you by Sun & Ski Sports, your new mountain sports headquarters.
Welcome back to the show. Now, a few weeks ago, I had the opportunity to chat with the wonderful crew over at Switchback Sports. Now, if you are looking to get your skis or board nice and waxed for these spring-like conditions, because it's really important that you have the right wax on it now that the snow temperatures are heating up, well then, they're your one-stop shop for all of your skiing and snowboarding needs. So let's introduce you to Switchback Sports. Welcome back to the show. It is that time of year where we should start thinking about switching the wax on all of our skis and snowboards, and the best place to do so here in Park City is to make your way over to Switchback Sports, and we've got Bobby Monson joining us first thing this morning. Good morning, Bobby.
Good morning, Maddie. Thanks for having me.
I love chatting with you only because I love that we get to nerd out about ski stuff. Now, your beard is not full of snow this time.
That is true. It's warmed up a little bit, so no more ice mustache for me.
Well, we're seeing some precipitation come our way over the course of the next little bit of time. And so if people are struggling with their skis or their snowboard on the snow, why is that?
It's because people don't love their skis as much as they need to be loved. This is one of the times a year where having a well-tuned piece of equipment makes all the difference in the world.
And that wax comes at different temperatures, so that when the snow starts to change, you should be changing your wax too.
Absolutely. A lot of people think that they can wax their skis or snowboard a couple times a year and they're good to go. And while it might not hurt your skis or snowboard to do it that infrequently, you don't get the advantage and the benefit of having a well gliding piece of equipment. So one of the things that happens, I'm sure everyone who's spent time skiing in the springtime has experienced, is when that snow gets nice and slushy, you get that suction cup feel. And there's nothing more frustrating than already going down a cat track agonizingly slow. You hit a really wet piece and all of a sudden your skis stop and it almost sends you face first into the snow. We can fix that with a good tune and with a good spring wax.
Now, I've been lucky enough to come explore your shop a little bit, and I actually have a pair of skis that you guys wax for me, and you guys have an infrared waxer. So can you explain why that's such a cool piece of equipment to people?
Yeah, it's one of the newer pieces of equipment that we have in the ski tuning world, and it just speeds up the process. It makes it easier, quicker, so that people can keep that well-tuned and well-waxed piece of ski or snowboards all season long. So rather than having to go through the process of dripping the wax onto the iron, dripping it onto the ski, ironing it in, scraping it off, what we can do is we can apply a thinner piece of wax to the ski or snowboard. We have an infrared waxer that goes along the surface helps melt and soak that wax into the base material, and there's less scraping. All we have to do is buff and brush it out, and you're ready to go. So less waste, less materials getting stuck in the snow, and it's better for your board and better for the planet as well.
I love the pair of skis that you guys did that too. Now, if people are interested in dropping their equipment off right now, what's the turnaround time like?
Yeah. So like you said last time, we have a 24-hour turnaround. So bring your skis here by 5 p.m. We'll have them the next day for you. So we want to make sure everyone's enjoying their time on the mountain as much as possible. We don't want to keep anyone off the hill because they're waiting for their equipment to get tuned.
You know, I was going to hit you with that joke again, but last time I did, you just let it slip right out from under you. And so I was like, I can't hit him every single time. So I'm glad you got it that time.
Well, I'm on top of it this time. I might be slow, but I learn.
You're not slow. I've seen you ski. You're pretty speedy. And now, as we're approaching spring, you guys are running some great sales. So let's talk about why people should get in the door and get their hands on some of the wonderful skis that you have, the apparel.
Absolutely. For those that know, you know. If you don't, this is the time of year where you can get awesome equipment at even better prices. So as we approach the end of the ski season, all of our retail goods are for sale. So if you need a pair of skis that you've been holding off on getting, now's the time to get it because it's going to be discounted. If you found out on these last snowy days out on the hill that your jacket or your pants aren't as waterproof as it used to be, now's the time to come in and replace those because, again, we're approaching the end of the season and everything is on sale now. And then one of the biggest pieces that we've got going on sale right now are ski boots. And as everyone knows that spent time in ski boots, they are not always the most comfortable and not always your favorite piece of equipment, but it doesn't have to be that way. So come on in, we'll find the right boot for you. You can come talk to one of our expert boot fitters. They'll make sure your feet are as warm and as happy as possible. And then for a limited time only with this boot sale, we are offering our custom insoles that are normally $250 at $99.
That is a steal of a deal, especially because those custom insoles make all of the difference. Now, for people who don't know about the custom insoles that you carry, DFP, let's talk a little bit about them.
Yeah. So the brand of insoles that we carry, it's a brand called DFP, like you mentioned. They are one of the best performance and comfort enhancing products that you can possibly have as you're out there on the hill. So it's a cork and foam composite material that they're built out of. So not only does it support your foot and your arch, giving you better performance and better comfort, they also have a little bit of vibration absorption. So when you get to those kind of chattery pieces of snow, it'll help smooth that out and keep your feet happy and fresh throughout the day.
If you have weird little feet, like I know I have super high insteps, and those are the only things that make ski boots bearable. And so this is a must-have in your ski boots. And I think that ski boots are probably the most important piece of equipment you own and travel with, only because it's the one that's going to make all of the difference for your ski day. Do you agree?
I do agree. If I'm ever traveling to go ski, my boots are the one piece of equipment that never leave my hand. I know if the airline loses my skis that I check, at the end of the day, they're probably going to cover my rental and it'll be okay. But if I have to spend a week out on the hill on a pair of rental boots, my feet are not going to be my friends by the end. So my boots stay in my hand from the time I walk into the airport all the way to when I walk out.
It's the best way to do it. Now, if people are coming for spring break and maybe they're looking for a way to rent skis and make it as convenient and seamless as possible, you guys offer that service.
We do. With our rental delivery branch, Skis on the Run, we can make this rental process as painless and as easy as possible. So no more waiting in lines at the ski shop while you have all of the other groups and families in front of you. We can schedule the delivery, take the equipment to your place of lodging. We do the fitting there, make sure everything fits, you're happy that your skis are adjusted, and we can do that if you're renting boots or if you want to bring your own boots on your vacation.
And if you accidentally forgot a pair of those mittens at home, maybe a pair of goggles that you didn't realize the foam peeled off of, you guys also offer a great service where if people are renting skis through you, you'll help deliver some new gear too.
That is correct. All of our guests are welcome to shop our online store at www.switchbacksports.com. Shop our online store of accessories, apparel, and we will package that up and bring that to your place of lodging with your ski rental delivery.
Now, Bobby, I have a very serious question for you. Is your boss, who's currently my father, standing right there?
He is.
I think that he just needs to make a quick on-camera appearance.
Let's see if I can get him to take his feet off of his desk.
Come on, Dad. Just a quick hi, Dad.
Matt,
Now,
go back to work.
why is Switchback Sports the best shop in Park City?
Me and Bobby.
That's what I was thinking too. There it is, right there. Bobby, where are you guys located and what are your hours of operation?
We're located at 1245 Deer Valley Drive here in Park City, Utah, and we are open 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. every single day.
And I think that people should come in and just give like a little bit of some teasing to my father there, right?
Absolutely. He deserves every bit of it.
Maddie, you're grounded.
Thank you guys both so much for taking the time to chat with us, giving us all this great information, and always making my day.
Thanks, Maddie. Have a wonderful day.
Make sure that you check out Switchback Sports. That way you can get all of your ski rentals or snowboard rentals handled. You can also get all of your equipment nice and tuned up. If you're in the market, though, for a new pair of skis, now's the time to buy them, and the experts at Switchback Sports can help you find the perfect pair. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show, so stay tuned. Welcome back to the show. One of my favorite things to make is Oreo truffles because it's just a few simple ingredients. You've got the Oreos, you've got the cream cheese, and then you've got the melted chocolate, and it just comes together in this delicious truffle. And so we're going to take a look at the first part of how you can make these delicious treats at home. Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. One of my favorite things to do is give you some really fun recipes because I'm a terrible cook. I know that. My mother knows that. Everyone who knows me knows that. And so I like to find these very simple recipes that are really easy to make. And so today we're going to make Oreo truffles. This has been one of my favorite recipes since I was in high school. And people that I make them for, if you like rich and sweet and chocolate and cream cheese and all of the yumminess, Oreos included, well then this is something that you're gonna like. So for my ingredients, all I have, and it's super simple, is I've got a package of Oreos, just one pack. Make it super easy for you to use, and that way it's nice and convenient. You just have to crush the one pack here in the food processor, and you're gonna keep some of that to the side, and we'll go over that in just a moment. Then I've got my white chocolate chips as I'm gonna melt these down, and I'm gonna dip the Oreo truffles in them, just to kind of give them almost more of a cake pop-like feeling. Then of course we've got one single thing of cream cheese. This is gonna make it nice and easy. The worst part of it is having to mix the cream cheese. So to get started, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the food processor, which if you don't have one of these, then you can get some anger out by putting your Oreos in a bag, smashing them up, and if you leave those little chunks in there, it's really good because then it gives it a little bit of a crunch. So I'm gonna open my Oreos, and we're gonna start to place them in the food processor. Now because I have a food processor and I'm a little bit cheating, it's gonna make it nice and easy to just get that really fine, kind of like sand-like texture with the Oreos, and you just leave all the filling in there. Make it super convenient for yourself. The food processor was a money move. So Mom, if you're watching, thank you so much for this wonderful gift because it has helped me a lot in my baking endeavors. So we're just gonna turn this on for a second, get everything all nice and crushed in there. It's a little bit loud, sorry about that. You can see that it turns into that nice like powder texture. We're gonna keep going with this. We're gonna do all the Oreos. The entire pack of Oreos is gonna turn into this nice dust. And then we're gonna put some in this little cup to the side, and that's to garnish it after we put the white chocolate in there because that's what's gonna make it super nice and delicious. So we're gonna just pulse it again. Get them nice and ground up. There's still a couple really big chunks in there, but we're just gonna keep adding more, then we'll let it run for a second. I've let my cream cheese kind of warm up. That way it's nice and easy to like manipulate into the Oreo mixture that I'm gonna soon have once I get this all nice and ground up. All right, let's see. Yeah, that looks perfect. And like I said, those bigger chunks that are in there, oh man, it just does a little bit make a mess, but that's okay because everyone here expects nothing less than that from me. This is always my struggle too. Okay, we're gonna take this guy right off. Now we're gonna grab our nice little cup. We're just gonna take a little scoop of this and put it right over to the side because we're gonna need this later. Then we're gonna take our blade out and dump the rest of the Oreo mixture into the big bowl. And this is going to be where we're gonna mix everything together. I'm gonna drop this in the sink really quickly. Then we're gonna take our cream cheese that we have. Like I said, it's been sitting out for a minute, so it's a little bit warm, a little bit more malleable than it would be if you just freshly pulled it out of the refrigerator. We're gonna open this up. This is my least favorite part because if you've ever watched me cook in this kitchen, I absolutely hate when things get on my hands. And so this is like an act of love. These are a labor of love from me with the cream cheese. Drop the whole thing of cream cheese in there. You only need one of them because it's gonna make it super rich. And I'm gonna put my apron on for this because I'm gonna start to panic. And then when I start to panic, I'm gonna have to wipe my hands on something due to the fact that the texture thing really just like psychs me out a lot. So we're gonna mix this all together and you just like mash it right in there. Then once you have the mixture fully complete, this is the worst part. Once you have the mixture fully complete, then you are gonna let it sit in the refrigerator for a little while, harden up. You're gonna turn it into some nice little like cake pop like balls. And then after that, we're gonna dip them in some nice melted white chocolate. Then you're gonna freeze them again to just make it nice and cold. And that way they're melting. These are really good for like Thanksgiving or birthday parties or whatever. See, look at how disgusting this is. This is my least favorite part, like I said. Oh man. But once you get it all mixed in there, oh, this is so bad. It's just like I can't. I'm trying to smile on my face, but it's just not my favorite thing. I need to get taller. I should have worn heels. Get it all mixed in there, and then, like I said, you'll just let it cool down. Once it cools down, then we can turn it into the balls and just make our delicious Oreo truffles. And I have friends that will like ask me to make these for their Thanksgiving parties or if they're having like a housewarming party because they're super easy. You can just grab them and go. I'm gonna continue to mix this, and then once I get this all nice and mixed together, we're gonna place this in the refrigerator. We're gonna take a short break. I'm gonna wash my hands, and then we're gonna come back and I'm gonna have to touch this all over again, so stay tuned. I've shown you how easy it is to make the Oreo truffles this far. Now there's only a few final steps to do so that you can enjoy them, and it's super simple to make these. It's a quick, easy process. That food processor makes all of the difference, so let's finish up making some Oreo truffles. Now that we've done all of the steps, I've already pre-rolled, TV magic, my dough into the nice little balls that it's gonna stay in. We're heating the chocolate up, and we've been doing it in intervals, continuously stirring it, that way it doesn't get burnt and or clumpy. So we're gonna pull this out of the microwave, see what consistency it's at now. Make sure it's nice, it's creamy, it's got the perfect consistency to pull those out, get them nice and dipped into the chocolate, and especially just because we want this to be very easy to just maneuver those right in. So I left those in as long as I could, only because the thing with the cream cheese in there is they'll melt very, very quickly. So we're gonna pull these guys out of the freezer where I had them just to kind of cool down as much as I possibly could, because like I said, once that cream cheese gets in to the heat or it gets into the melted chocolate, it definitely starts to break down just a little bit. So having these nice and frozen helps, and then you just drop them in there, roll them around, super simple, get them nice and coated. Sometimes it's easier to use 2 spoons, sometimes it is not. Then drop them right back on to your parchment paper. Oh, I missed a spot on that one. And then with the Oreo that you kept, you're just gonna nice and sprinkle that on there for the aesthetic factor of them. Sometimes I like to melt the dark chocolate too, and then that way I can just make it nice and easy and just drizzle the dark chocolate above the white chocolate, and then they look super fancy and like someone spent a lot of time on them. So you can see it's just super easy. Oh, I'm making a chocolate mess over here, but that is A-okay. And this is all it takes. It's super easy. Oh, that one doesn't look that pretty. I didn't realize that I missed that whole side where the spoon comes off. Sometimes it doesn't go as planned. You can see my shapes of my Oreo truffles are all different shapes and sizes though. I like to keep it sporadic just because sometimes I'm like, wow, I just want a little one. Then sometimes I'm like, I could eat my whole body weight in these. So I like to keep that guessing game basically going, but you can already see that even just for the few minutes that these have been out of the freezer, they're already starting to get a little bit soft, and when they get soft, they crumble, and then they make your white chocolate not as beautiful and white, but it's super easy to do, and they're delicious, and then they're cold, so you have a nice cold treat. You just continue to do this step until you're done, but you can also do things like, I have a really good recipe for a homemade peanut butter glaze. It's super easy. You can just find it online. It's also like 3 ingredients. And once you make the peanut butter glaze, you could drizzle that on here and kind of make it more of a delicious like peanut butter Oreo truffle. It helps that the cutting board that I have this on with the parchment paper is nice and cold too, to just kind of keep them formed while I'm going through this. But once it starts to cool down, that chocolate gets hard, and then it has a nice little shell to it, so they've got a good crunch to them. They're absolutely to die for. But the other thing is you have to keep them cold when you're not eating them, or else they do just kind of totally disintegrate due to that cream cheese in there. Oh man, that has a lot of chocolate on it. All right, I'm gonna put this one right up front, but I'm gonna keep the side where the spoon comes off away. And then of course we're gonna drizzle it with, or sprinkle it, I should say, with some of the Oreo crumbs, and it's that simple. And you can see that the shell on these is already starting to get nice and hard, which just makes them so delicious, nice and tasty. I'm gonna make one of the camera guys come on here and eat one of these with me in just a second. You also have to watch out if you are someone who maybe like bites into them directly, that they don't get in your teeth if you're at a dinner party, because sometimes that happens, and then you've got nice Oreo in your teeth. But it's this simple. So the recipe, one more time, all you need is 1 package of regular Oreos, 1 thing of cream cheese, just an 8-ounce little box of cream cheese, and then whatever kind of chocolate you want to melt on them. Like I said, you can always do that milk chocolate with the white chocolate. You could go back and forth. You could dip half and half, whatever it is that you like, to just get these nice and delicious, and that makes it super simple. And then sometimes I like to do the nice drizzle over top of them with the other color of the chocolate, just to keep it kind of fun and a little bit unique. Oh look, that has a big chunk of Oreo. That's perfect. Okay, camera guy shook his head. He does not want to come on camera and eat these with me, but it's that simple. And then we're just gonna cut into this one. You can see that they're a little bit hard still, but just like that. Whoops. Nice and delicious right there, and you can see what the contents of it is. It's totally like a truffle that you would buy in the store. These are super easy to make. Recipe, one more time, final time I say it. All you need is white chocolate, Oreos, cream cheese. That's all it's gonna take. Super simple. It takes about an hour because of the freezing, but other than that, they're amazing and they're so delicious. So
This resort report is brought to you by Sun and Ski Sports, your new mountain sports headquarters.
we want to thank you so much for tuning into your Sunday edition of Wasatch Weekends. We love getting to be here each and every weekend morning, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, starting at 7 a.m., where we can bring you so much great information about what's taking place in and around our community. I'm still over the moon that we're making it all the way to May with our open Park City Mountain Resort, so we hope that you get out there and enjoy it for the next couple of weeks. I've been your host, Maddie Evans, and I'll see you on Friday.